Hola, 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 diva. Hello, mi amigos, my friends in North America. Hello. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Talk more about the universal laws, which I love to speak on all the time. So I decided I wanted to go ahead and do this evening so I can get this out, and hopefully, if I get some questions or what have you, I'm going to go into also some manifesting. All right, so this one, what we want to talk about is how the universe responds to your energies. How the universe responds to your energies. So, mi amigos in Argentina, hola, hello. Essay is in English. All right. Inglés. Pero quiero otra cosas para vos. En español, en castellano. Necesita hablar, mi amigos, en norteamericana. Ahora. All right. Otra vez yo quiero hablar vos, pero ahora en inglés. Gracias. Hablar con vos más pronto. All right, Diva. Listen, I want to go over this once again. How the universe responds to your energies. This is important. Now, one of the reasons why this is important is because as I go through these processes with my clients and other people, they just think it's all about getting the paperwork. Let me get the paperwork. Let me get the writing. What do I need to send in? What do I need to process it? What we're not understanding is that all of this, what we see, is just energies, and it deals with your energies. So everything that's coming to you, every energy that's coming to you, the things that are happening in your dimension, they are because of the energies that you're putting out. And that's what I want to go over with this session, how the universe is responding to your energies. Now, you hear people say, oh, this is a fictitious dimension and all of this is fake. Well, and you also hear people saying things like, everything is a reflection of you. So that is just the case. That's what we want to talk about a little bit. And this is a very hard, this is a hard concept to grasp, because most of us, again, we get caught up in what we see, we get caught up in our emotions, and we're not recognizing that we are really creating all of the things that are coming to us. We're creating it. And we think, oh, I didn't do that. I didn't. So we'll go into that. Seal, hola, Adrian, Karina, ¿cómo estás, mi amigos in Argentina? Jennifer, what's going on, sis? Ulysses, it's a Germán, mi amigos in Argentina, checking in. Seal. All right, so this is what I'm going to go over now. We're going to go over how the universe responds to your energies. Now, again, we'll hear these things that people are saying, and we're not really fully grasping it. And so I'm going to go over it a little bit. This is a really deep topic, however, and even when I'm dealing with my clients, I have to go, because you have to really be willing to look at yourself, because a lot of times we get so involved in trying to defend ourselves, and I have the right to feel this way, and okay, but you're not understanding that everything that you're receiving is due to the energies that you've put out. And if you're receiving it, it's because you put it out. All right. If you want to receive something different, we're going to learn how to put out something different. Now, I talk again about the universal laws. I'm going to post those right now. This is a link to the universal laws, and you can go ahead and download those right now. Angel, what's going on, sis? So go ahead and download those universal laws, and you'll take a look at them. Now, I'm not going to go over all of the laws right now, because again, that by itself is its own topic. But one of the first things that we're going to talk about, we're going to get into, is nothing is free. All right, we're going to talk about the 3 ways that you pay for the energies that you put out. Everything you put out, you must pay for. All right, every energy you put out, it must be returned back to you. We're going to talk about how the universe speaks. we're going to talk about why we're trained to fear. All right. So those are the three things that we're going to go over in this session. And again, if you have any questions, you have any comments, any pushbacks, any whatever it is, put them in the comments below. I'll try to get to them before I get off of this session. But yeah, we're going to go through that. And if you have any questions, I want to try to answer them now so that you will be able to maybe reflect a little bit. Okay. Again, this is a very difficult topic because it entails all of us being able to look at ourselves in the mirror, and we're going to recognize that everything that we're seeing, every person that comes into our dimension, whether they are providing positivity or negativity, they are beings that we have brought to us. We have called them to us. And that goes back to the law of attraction. You'll find that in the universal laws. Check the link and check it out. But that's the law of attraction, because we are attracting everything to us. Now let's talk about the main premise of the universal laws. The way the universe works is, once again, when you put out an energy, it must come back. And if you want to receive an energy, you must put it out. So I had one of the sisters, as a matter of fact, Angel, kept saying this, just kept hammering this in. It was like, if you want it, you must give it away. If you want it, you must give it away. And that comes with money, that deals with love, that deals with things. It could be water, it could be cars, it could be houses, whatever. If you want it, you must give it away. Now, that's a universal law, where it's, if you put the energy out, it must come back. That is a law. It ain't like man's law, well, sometimes maybe. No. You put that energy out, it's going to come back to you. You've signed a contract to get it back. All right. We don't understand. Like I said, now we're dealing with universal laws now, but everything is a contract. Everything is a contract. So when you put out an energy, you're signing out a contract to bring it back. All right. You're actually sowing what we call a seed. All right. So I'm going to get into that in a second. So now if you want it, you must give it away. And then in understanding this, if you don't want it, you don't want to give it away. So what are we talking about when we say that? If you're putting out negative energies, whether it be fear, anger, it doesn't matter. Even if you're stealing, if you're putting out any kind of energy, see, we think that nobody's watching. There's a lot of us, all of us, we've had lapses of integrity where we'll do something and we think no one's watching. And then that we don't recognize that energy comes back to us. So when someone comes, we do something in the what we think is in the dark, and that energy returns to us, and we're thinking, oh, that wasn't me, that wasn't me. But everything that's coming to you is only a reflection of what is in your mind. That's all it is. All right. And a lot of times we get caught up in our emotions, and we're not understanding that what we're seeing is only our reflection. Now, I'm going to get into this. Nothing is free. Now, let's understand this. You hear people say, oh, you got a free education and you got this information for free. It's not free. And let's understand why it's not free, because you're going to pay. Even if you don't have to pay in Federal Reserve notes, you're going to have to pay attention. You're going to have to pay some energy. You're going to have to pay something, whether it be, and then, so we're going to talk about the three ways that you're paying for things. So nothing is free, because once again, everything is an energy. So let's say I do go and I don't have to pay Federal Reserve notes, because see, we're not understanding these Federal Reserve notes are nothing more than your energy being paid for, or your time being paid for. And the Federal Reserve notes that you get for your time cannot measure what the universe is going to return to you for that time that you gave. All right. So you might get $25 an hour. The universe has the ability to pay you beyond that. I can't even, many times over, multiply that many times over. So you go into this job or whatever, and you're getting what, 20, 25, whatever, 100, doesn't matter. The universe gives you more, but you settled on, okay, I'll take $100 an hour. But you don't understand that the universe will return that many times over. But someone has found a way to take our energies and get us to accept a fiat currency, a Federal Reserve note for your energy. All right. So even if I go to the library let's say, or wherever on the internet, and I get this information and I don't have to pay Federal Reserve notes, I still have to sit down and I have to take hours to digest this information. I've got to take hours to understand it and process it. I've got to also, once I get it, because that's just knowledge. If I want wisdom, I have to apply this knowledge. So so this means, like, especially with this, when you start dealing with law and legal situations, you start applying this information, you're going to spend some time in jail, likely. You will. Most of us do, who enforce our rights. Those of us who put our rights down, we're going to have to apply that knowledge. And when we do, we're going to pay. So there is no such thing as free information. You're going to pay one way or the other. Now, the three ways you're paying: either you're paying with Federal Reserve notes. This is what I found in all of my research and all of my application of these techniques. You pay with Federal Reserve notes. You're paying with either your physical energy, where you're going out and you're working for something, meaning I'm sitting down, I'm learning this information, that's physical energy, or you're paying with spiritual energy. Now, the physical energy is your masculine energy, where you're doing something. You know, I'm here, I'm there, I'm working on this, and I'm putting out. That's what you give when you go to your job. You're giving them physical energy, masculine energy. But the spiritual energy, this is the one that's most powerful. This is the one that will really pay you if you understand how to put it out. Spiritual energy is that feminine energy, where you learn how to use your energies just by thoughts, but your emotions. See, there's this talk about how women are very emotional. Well, that is how the universe responds to your emotions. So one of the things you'll find when you're dealing with, even, let me say this to you. When we're dealing with, and I'm going to go into this in the next session where we're talking about actual manifesting, but when you're dealing with people who are rich and who make a lot of money or what have you, or who know how to manipulate their universe to bring about what they want, they're always doing something positive. They're giving something. These are people that have put it in their psyche to be giving type of people, because when you're that type of person, the universe multiplies those energies many times over and brings it back to you. So just the thought of giving and then actually doing it with that physical energy, that's what brings about a manifestation, or faster manifestation of what you're looking for. And now all that starts with feminine energy, or that spiritual, what we call spiritual energy, either one. So again, you're going to pay. Now, let me give an example, because I've had, I'll have people that come to me and they'll speak about, I was drinking and driving. I've had a couple of people, and I can't, there's certain things that I can help you with, certain things I cannot. One way or the other, you are going to pay. So what am I saying? When you put out that energy, where you got now, drunk driving, I've said this in the past, is not breaking a law. All right, that is not breaking a law. However, what you are doing is putting out an energy when you do that. You do understand that by doing this type of deal, or putting out that energy, you are creating some type of negativity to come back on you. All right, so you get in the car and you put this energy out where you're drinking, you're behind the wheel. Now, when you come to somebody like me, I know how to get you off of that particular charge. However, the universe will never let you off. You're going to pay for that energy. So either you're going to pay when you go in front of the judge, or you're going to pay when you deal with a lawyer to try to clear your case, or you're going to have to pay with trying to get your energies, your spiritual energy, in order, such that this energy that you put out doesn't come down on you as difficult or as hard as what it is. All right. So either way, you're going to pay. You can even pay with going to prison, but the universe is not going to let you off. As a matter of fact, Let me go back to one of the other laws. And please, once again, the laws are in the, I put the link there so you can take a look at what the universal laws are. But I want to get on this law where it is the law of compensation. All right. You put the energy out, it's going to come back many times over. Look it up. But those are some of the laws. Let's go into how the universe speaks. All right. Every energy, once again, as I've said before, every energy we receive is energy that we put out. What am I saying? Now, every time you see something happening in the universe, what you're seeing is an energy. That's it. It's just everything is energy. I know we look at this, we get caught up in our emotions. We think, oh, this is real. Oh my God, I can't believe this happening. Everything is an energy. What am I talking about? Let's say you see someone getting something stolen from them, right? That causes emotions within us. And we're seeing this, somebody stealing something from somebody else. But what the universe is showing you is a thief. Now, I'm not talking about the person who's doing the stealing. I'm talking about the person, their things stolen. I know. This is why I used to do manifesting sessions, but a lot of people have cognitive dissonance when it comes to these laws, and they're not understanding that everything is energy. But I'm going to say this again. When you see someone getting something stolen from them, the universe is showing you a thief. When you learn how to understand what the universe is saying and how it speaks in her language, then you will be able to see in the past and the future. There's a lot of techniques. See, there's a lot of different things, and I'm just talking about understanding universal laws. But when you understand numerology, when you understand astrology, you understand universal laws. This is how our ancestors, especially the women, were able to see in the past and the future, because they understood the laws. So when you are cognizant of these universal laws and you see things happening, you see energies coming to people, then you know what's going on. When you see someone, you'll hear someone talking, oh, he was a thief, he was a liar, my baby daddy ain't nothing. Well, that person is telling you who they are as they speak. When they tell you about these people who are in their dimension and who are in their face, and he's a liar, he's a stealer, he's a cheater, they're telling you about who they are, period. Especially, so when you're talking to somebody, you trying to have a relationship with them, listen to what happened in their last relationship. They're going to tell you exactly who they are. Once again, and I've said this before, people tell you who they are. When you understand what energies are, you know exactly who they are, because they're going to speak it. They don't know they're telling you about something somebody else did to them. But once again, everybody is a reflection of ourselves. That's one of the universal laws. So let me give an example. Once again, every energy we put out must be returned. Now, I've talked about when you see negative energies, how you can tell what they are. But let's talk about how, we accept credit for the positive things. So all of us have had situations where we'll go out and maybe we'll give, we'll see somebody who needs some money. It might be somebody on the street, or it might be somebody in the store who's short on money or what have you. And we pass up $5, $10, and we don't think anything about it. It's just from our heart. It's love. It's like, no problem. Well, here's the thing. We notice that 4 to 7 days later, we get that money back many times over. If you gave 5, you're getting 25 back. If you gave 10, you're getting 50 back. We've all seen that. And we'll take credit for that. Oh, that must have been when I did that good thing. Oh, we're good to take credit for that. But when the negative things happen, oh, that must have been the devil. Or that was somebody else. He did this to me and I had the right to do. You're not understanding that not only are the good things that are coming in your face a reflection of you. So are the bad. So what am I saying? That I've always been saying, you are the God. You are the one creating all of these energies. Now, once we start to understand how to affect our own energies, then we can get the universe to respond to us the way we want her to. All right. So again, when we're having lapses of integrity, where we're, think we're going to get away with stealing something, or we think we're going to get away with saying something, and then it comes back on us, we need to understand what we're looking at, because everything is a reflection of us. If there's negativity coming, listen, there are people, when you see people and good things and positive things are coming to them, it's not because they're a negative person and they've been putting out negative energy. It's because the energy that they have been putting out. So listen, just look at somebody. They don't have to tell you what's going on. When you see the things that are happening in their universe, the people that are surrounding them, you'll know where their head is. This is, going back to planting seeds and understanding that what is in your mind is being reflected in this dimension. See, the real world is right in here, in your mind, what you think, what your thoughts are. Once you plant that thought, and then you speak it, and then you put action behind it, it's done. You've put it in the universe. Actually, when you think it, but you start to manifest it right here. So one of the things we want to keep in mind, once again, because I've given a couple of examples, you'll know a thief when you see it, because they're going to be the ones getting things stolen from them. You'll know who the liar is, because they're the ones who's going to be telling you, oh, well, such and such lied to me and blah, blah, blah. Just a reflection. That's all it is. Again, this is what I'm going to go into this. I won't go deep because I want to try to keep this short. I get people often ask me, well, what about the child that's being molested? What about the child that's being beaten up, or the child that's being bullied? So I'll go into this briefly. We are all spirits. We don't die. You have been here before. This is not your first time in this dimension. There are many ways we know about this. And again, I've had people tell me spirituality doesn't exist. It's not real. Okay. Let me go into this briefly, and then you can determine for yourself whether it's real or whether it's not, because we've all had these experiences. The experience where you're in a situation and you're speaking, you're saying something, and then suddenly it's like, I've been here before. I've seen this before. And you're like, whoa. Well, they call that deja vu. But that's, you've been there before. Yet, this is the first time you remember saying this. However, you've seen this picture before, this movie, whatever it is, you've seen it before. That's deja vu. That's what they tell us. They call it deja vu, but they don't explain it. Another one, when you have a dream, or you've had a dream, because again, most of us have had this, where we have a dream and it's vivid. It's a vivid dream. And then maybe a week, 2 weeks later, we see that same dream that we had, and it's the exact same thing. We're like, whoa, what is this? Well, that's called astral traveling, right? What is it when, you've heard people say, well, I was looking down on my body, and I felt like I was a spirit way up here, and I was looking down on my body. What is that? Well, that's not only astral traveling, that's remote viewing. That is your spirit moving without your vessel, all right? So, but they don't explain that to you. All of us have had those type of experiences. Those are spiritual. That's where your spirit is moving without this vessel. And, we tend to want to believe that they are one and the same. But first of all, science is not showing that. And second of all, you ain't showing that. You are science. You've seen it. So if I don't have to explain it to you. If you choose to not recognize that you've been through those situations and you have cognitive dissonance, then okay. But I'm gonna move on to this next part, because we're talking about somebody asked me about the child. and how they are, what's going on with that. Once again, we are spirits. Now, when we talk about energies coming down, it's coming down on the spirit. Now, we are spirits that have created these vessels. We create these vessels. And these vessels are created by the energies that we put out. So when you look at someone, you see their skin color, their size, their family. It's telling of what was going on before they left this dimension, or when they were in another vessel. So it's telling of a lot of stories. It's, the fact that it's a female or a male. The fact that the hair is, woolly or is, straight. All of that is telling of a story. You've got ailments or some sort of whatever. Again, we're coming in here. This is not our first time. We've been here. We've always been, always will be. So you're a spirit, you don't die, and this is not your first time here. So when you leave, this is why you hear them telling you, well, you need to do good before you die, because if you don't do good, you're going to go to hell and blah, blah, blah. Well, this is hell or heaven, depending on what you have made it when you left. This is hell or heaven, depending on what you made it when you left. Now, you can make it whatever you want it to be right now. It can be your heaven if you're making it in your mind. So when we're talking about a child, we need to understand what it is. A child is nothing more than an old spirit coming back into this dimension. Where is it going to go? If it's a spirit, how does it get back in here? It's got to come back in here through a child's vessel. All right, when we're looking at women come into this dimension with their whole nation. Every embryo in them is their nation, and though they have spirits within them. All right, so when we understand that, and that spirit or that embryo, what have you, starts to grow, it's in spirit. It's your ancestor. It's your ancestor coming back in here. Now, whatever energy they put out before they left is going to determine the vessel and the situation that they come back into. So when we're talking about that child that's abused, when we're talking about that child that's going through whatever trauma or whatever, now you got to understand, this is why when you're born, there's all this, making sure they know the time of your birth, the date of your birth. Again, when you know astrology, you can know past and present. All right. So those who are aware of astrology, when you give a birth date and they're talking about your astral chart, they can go back and tell, who your mother is, what kind of person your mother is, what kind of person your father is, what kind of issues you got throughout your life, we're looking at the past. All right. Let me give an example of, when we're talking about abuse in children. When we look at the whole situation with the Catholic Church camp and what the children go through there, you got to understand, and we know that's been going on for centuries, more than centuries. We know it's been going on for at least more than 100 years. We know that. Now, when you've got a priest who gets old and he dies, all right, and again, his spirit has to come back in here. It's only going to come back in here through a child. What child is it coming through? And so when it comes back here, he has put out all of these energies where he's been molesting these children. He's been doing these negative things. See, we just think people die and they got away with it. Oh, no. You got to come back up in here. And when he comes back, what kind of energies is he going to have to be dealing with when he gets back? That's not going to just go away what he did. So when he comes back in here in a child's vessel, then what kind of family is he going to be placed with? Again, when we talk about the law of attraction, he has attracted these people who his mother, because he's contracting with her. Again, everything is a contract. He's going to contract with his mother before he gets back in here. He's going to get the one where he put out those energies, where he was molesting, he was hitting, he was beating. So when, again, I used to do these sessions, and people have cognitive dissonance when it comes to these universal laws. But when you understand how they work and understand that everything is nothing more than an energy, then you can learn to see the future. You can learn to see the past. You can learn to understand when somebody is being honest with you and when they're not. Listen, when you understand the universal laws, people can't lie to you. They can't, because you already see, you already know what it is. All right. If I have any questions, I'm about to close up here. I'm going to get on one more topic, and then I'm going to close this out. But one more topic, we're talking about why we're trained to fear. Now, when we're talking about what's going on in this dimension, once again, remember, everything starts in your mind. You are creating all of the energy. Now, they tell us, oh, things happen. Listen, one of the universal laws is nothing is happenstance. Nothing is happenstance. And were you aware of that nothing is happenstance? Then everything becomes clear. And my computer is, what you doing? Hold on for 1 second. All right, so everything, nothing is happenstance. That's what we want to make sure we understand. Nothing is happenstance. And when we start to recognize that these laws are very much real, then we can be aware of the things that are coming into our dimension, and we can stop. Because really, I'm going to give an example. When there are things that aggravate me, that'll happen in my universe, and I used to just go off. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And then once I stopped and I realized that whatever was happening was energy that I put out, then I had to take a look at myself. And once I changed myself, all those energies that were coming to me, they stopped. I mean, for example, if I just give you an example, I was doing, there were certain things that I might be doing to someone. Well, I'm not realizing that I'm doing it. I might be saying something negative. It might be to someone else. And then I get another person that'll come and they'll do the exact same thing to me that I was doing to that other person. And this person is really getting under my nails, all under my skin. And I'm thinking, and I'm really aggravated with this. And so I want to go off. But really, once I stop and I think about, wait, the universe is trying to show me, because again, this person is nothing more than a reflection of me. They're nothing more than a reflection of me. And every energy that they're bringing to me is energy that I put out. I didn't put it out to them. I put it out to somebody else. See, the thing about energies is once you put it out, it takes some time for it to come back to you. So if I put out an energy to someone and, today, I might not see it, but 4 or 5 days later, but I'm going to get that energy from someone else. And I remember once, just another example, I had something I was so angry with somebody about, to the point where there was no consoling me. I was angry and I'm going off. And I've told this person how I feel, blah, 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 and just angry. That's what I remember, just anger. And I remember within that week, I had a show. And I'm on stage, and I had called this woman's, I didn't know if he was her, I didn't know the man was married at all. But I called him on the stage because he kept flirting with me the whole night. He was flirting. And so I called this guy on stage, and I turn around, and the next thing I know, his wife is right there. And she's like angry. I mean, she is beyond angry. And so what ended up happening is, as that was going on, I realized you know, it could have gotten ugly, but I didn't think it would. But she was delivering she was delivering to me the exact same anger that I had put out 4 days earlier. I just knew the energy. Different situation, different time, but the exact same energy. Once again, whatever energy you put out must come back. The universe is going to return it to you. Go ahead and count on that. All right. So if I have any questions, let me know. Let's see here. I'm just loving my notes and how my computer is flashing. But do I have any questions out there? Is anybody listening? All right, I'd like to thank all 2 of you for joining in on my show, on my session, rather. Let's see. Let's see if I can get my notes up. Angel, you got any questions, sis? Mika, you speaking English yet? All right, so I'm having problems getting my little notes up, and I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions, any pushback, any apprehensions, any cognitive dissonance, hit me up. Let me know so that I can address it. I'm going to address it. As I close out, once again, remember, the universe responds to your energies. That's all it's responding to. Nothing is free. All right. There are the 3 ways to pay. Either you're going to pay it with Federal Reserve notes, you're going to pay it with physical energy, which is also masculine energy, or you're going to pay it with spiritual energy, which is also feminine energy. You got the universe speaks. You got to understand when the universe is speaking. Sometimes we got to learn how to come out of our emotions. Yeah, things are traumatizing to us. But once again, if you see somebody getting something stolen from you, the universe is showing you a thief. Period and point blank, period and point blank, period and point blank. There are no victims. There are no victims. There are no victims. All right. If you're getting energy coming to you, it's because you put it out and the universe must return it to you. And then you need to understand why we're trained to fear. All right. Because one of the things is if I can keep you fearing, that's why I tell people you got to turn the TV off. You got to stop watching all these negative videos people are sending you. Stop thinking that everything is about racism and all of that. Because when these people are showing you these images on video or on the news, what they're doing is planting a seed. And if all of your seeds are negative, if all of your seeds are about fear, then you're going to continue to manifest. Once again, when you think it, and then you start speaking racism, fear, or they're going to beat me down. Okay, then you're manifesting all of that. You are manifesting it with your energies. So you got to learn how to get out of fearing, learn how to turn the TV off, and learn how to go within and understand everything the universe is sending to you is a reflection of you. If you can accept the good things and understand that that's coming to you because of your energies, then you need to know that the bad things are coming to you because of your energies. You are the God. You are also the devil. Okay, understand that you are the God and you are also the devil. If you're getting positive energies, it's because you are being godly. If you're getting negative energies, look within. You're being devilishly, whatever. Devillery, I'm out. Peace.